is up, everybody? Welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I am Brandon, and alongside me always is Andrew. Today, we are reviewing 30 Days of Night, and I'm pretty excited about this one. I haven't seen this movie since it came out.
Yeah,
basically.
Me too. Around about there.
Yeah. This movie came out in October of 2007, starring Josh Hartnett. I think the box office was like, I don't know, 75.5 mil on a budget of 30 mil. So, not
modest hit?
Modest, I guess. Yeah. I think this is pretty well got a good following, doesn't it?
Yeah. They made a sequel too, which I've not seen. But
and I'm not really familiar with all the like the comic books and the book, like all that stuff, the lore before that. I mean, I think it's early 2000s when all that stuff came out. And apparently the sequel's a little bit closer to that source material than this one. But I don't know. I hadn't seen the sequel either. I did remember mostly liking this movie when it came out. And like I said, checking it out now, all these years later.
Still pretty solid.
Still pretty solid. Yeah. Do you want to go over the plot real quick?
It's basically that time of the year where Barrow, Alaska, they're at the top of the world, is getting ready to go into their 30 days of night. And just as that happens, these vampires descend upon the town, and so it's up to the locals and the sheriff, played by Josh Hartnett, to take care of them and survive.
Yeah.
Not much else to say, really.
No. Basically, this stranger shows up on day one, before sunset. And
Ben Foster,
yeah, crazy Ben Foster, who had it seemed like a plethora of movies,
crazy roles
around the late 2000s.
Yeah, Punisher.
Punisher. Anyway, he shows up and kind of basically sets up everything. He cuts the power and kind of some shit starts to happen. He takes care of. Is he the one that takes care of the dogs? I think
probably. So.
I think he's
that's what they're alluding to.
He kills all their dogs. So basically, anything to set this town up for slaughter, because the vampires can't come in just yet, and they come into town that night at after sunset and start wreaking havoc. And what's in it for him is, other than just being quite a bit crazy, is they found someone like him to basically promise him immortality, that he would turn, and so he would help them. And of course, like most good twists in a movie, the leader of the vampire crew is like, no, you'll believe anything, and then ends up killing him later. Played
by Danny Houston, who's great in this role.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is basically the plot in a nutshell. There's a little bit of skipping around. They obviously don't go cover 30 days worth. There's I think they skip from like day 1 to 6 or 7, and then like the 17, and they manage to get around. They know the town really well. They find ways to get around and ration their food and stay alive. Only a couple fall here and there, and you get to the end. Spoiler. Actually, his partner ends up being alive.
Yeah.
And he signals him when they go over to get him. They find out he's killed his entire family because he thought it would be a more merciful death.
Yeah.
Than dying the way everybody else has been dying.
And the gun jammed on him, making him look like a coward.
Yes. Yeah. He was going to kill himself too. So that didn't work out. Very nihilistic kind of shit, honestly. The whole movie kind of is. Which I'm always on the fence sometimes. Certain movies I like that, and certain movies I'm like, and this is one of those. I don't know how I feel about the ending still after all these years.
Yeah.
Where he has to inject himself with his buddy's blood, and turn himself basically into one so he can defeat the leader.
So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's probably the biggest talking point in the movie.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it because what else are you going to do? They're going to freeze to death, or they're actually going to blow up there, weren't they?
Well, that's the biggest thing. Is I think, you were getting down to the last hour or so, and they were going to, basically the vampires were going to take off, like
destroy all evidence of anything.
Yeah, they were going to burn the town down. They all the oil and all the stuff, they were going to leak into the town, burn the town down, just getting rid of all the evidence that they were ever there, and they were going to take off before sunrise on the 30th day. So they were basically going to probably burn down, blow up, I would say. Maybe not, I don't know. But that's the only way a lot of it too was the girls on the truck.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of, they got down to a terrible
predicament.
Spot. Yeah, predicament. And it was kind of last ditch effort, and they were going to have to save them or burn or whatever. So the only way he saw it was he was going to have to take that sacrifice.
Yeah.
And noble, cool, but at the same time, like, man, this could have created better sequels with Hartnett in it.
Yeah. Something about those North Pole type movies, man. This and The Thing, with those endings like that. But I kind of liked it. It gave us like an ending where he could actually stand toe to toe and fight.
Yeah.
There at the end.
Which, of course, killing him, which is a wild kill, it scared off the other vampires. They're just like, oh, okay, our leader's gone. So they tuck tail and run, and he doesn't go after him. He stays behind. He had enough humanity left in him to say his goodbyes and watch the sunrise with his estranged wife and share a kiss, and then he burns up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good ending for that. Pros and cons, though. You want to talk about pros and cons?
Pros wise, I like the look of the vampires quite a bit. I love they're all in black and pale. And one of the things about this movie I really liked is where they were using the one human as bait, and they were walking along the rooftops. To me, that's the creepiest part of the movie.
Yeah,
right there. But I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the town. I think the real Barrow is actually kind of like on a coast or has water near it. This was very kind of landlocked.
It came in on a ship, right?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. It had frozen up.
I think that's how they got it.
Yeah. But I liked how the town was just all secluded and there wasn't any help coming.
No. I do like that part too. I like the some of the shots in this movie, like the overhead shots, the drone shot almost, where you go and
blood all over the snow.
And you see everybody running around trying to get away from him. They're running after him, killing them, and it's all from a top down view. That's a really good scene. That stood out to me. That's something I still remembered the first time I watched it.
And that kind of supersedes drone shots, because they weren't 2007. You didn't see that a lot.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
not too much. No, that was a cool shot. I liked a lot of the characters in this movie. I liked some of the action and things that they did in this movie. It felt like John Carpenter's Vampires at times. Mm-hmm. It felt like Lost Boys at times, and then The Thing at times.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I liked it a lot. And the vampire leader was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked how that had different looks about him. Some of them looked a little bit more demonic and monsterish, and some of them, like him, looked more normal.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
I like the one dude. He's kind of like the Inuit, darker skinned character. His family had died beforehand, and he was going to get to meet him, and it turns out the little girl bit him, and now he's not. And so they go in the office and he chops his head off. Yeah. I like just kind of the melancholy of that whole situation.
Yeah, they're all crying and sitting there waiting, and it's just sad. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
As far as cons go, like I said, it's not a pro or a con. The ending is just, like I said, it's nihilistic and it's whatever. I can take it or leave it. I guess it depends on the day.
Yeah, I can deal with it. It's not like the nihilistic ending in The Mist,
right?
Or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy.
Get out of here.
That's crazy. But yeah, almost comical.
Yeah,
tragic. But like, anyway, no. The cons, though, the same way I have pros with some of the cinematography and the shots in this movie. There's also some cons there too. I think there's some that are really bad. Some are a product of that late 2000s filterish thing where and even before that there was, I think, after that, I feel like 2010-ish era. I always think of horror movies from 2010, like Nightmare on Elm Street remake and some of that other stuff. How things were so fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was so weird and gloomy, and it wasn't for the better. I think sometimes if you have a darkness, and you can manipulate your lighting and use shadows and certain lighting in a certain way, it's naturally, or even if it's not naturally, you just find ways to illuminate certain things. I think it's better.
Yeah.
Just putting filters over shit is too much. And like the daytime scenes, not so much the end, but the beginning. I think the use of but it's CGI or whatever, and then the filters just looked goofy. It just didn't look
A little bit
gloomy. I don't know. I didn't much care for it. And there were some shots even in the movie that I didn't care for. I feel there was a couple shots at the end when there was all the fire and they were in the middle of that final fight. I thought there was a couple that were shots that were really cool, and then a couple shots that were really hokey.
Yeah, they looked very fake.
The
Sometimes standing in front of the fire.
It was fake, yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of I just didn't much care for that. But I mean, other than really some of just the cinematography which might be the product of its time or if it's a style choice, I don't know. But other than that, it's really not a bad movie. I don't have a lot of cons. It's not something I'll just watch all the time, but it's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it, and I can do that that I do, and I love freaking my wife out with that.
Yeah.
But
I like how they never talked in English also.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
Makes them seem even more foreign and
ancient.
different.
Or ancient, yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about in this movie?
I thought the music was pretty good for the
Yes.
most part. I really enjoyed it. And I kind of liked, like, when they go into, what was the industrial place they were going into, and kind of having that fight with the big, like, metal grinder.
Yeah.
I thought that whole part of the movie was pretty cool. And I figured it was going to end there because I hadn't seen this movie in like 15 years.
Yeah.
But
it seemed like a good ending spot.
Yeah. We love our industrial spaces and horror movies.
And action movies too.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I didn't have as many bugaboos about it as I thought I was going to have.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I went in to watch it and I'm like, oh, I don't know about this, especially some of those shots. I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but it's just like, this is not gonna be as fun as I was hoping it'd be. And the more time went on, it was slow in a couple places, but as time went on, I'm like, okay, this is at least compelling enough to keep going. It was compelling. They paced everything for the most part just right.
The other con, it just hit me as you were talking. Josh Hartnett is a year older than me, and when this movie came out, I would have been 28.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Josh Hartnett's a 29-year-old sheriff?
Yeah, a badass.
Yeah. But that's nitpicking.
Yeah,
it's just something I wanted to kind of ha-ha at.
Yeah. He did good though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give that, he did good. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I think other than that, I mean, I don't know. I think if I had enough time and I actually prepared myself, which I don't do. I mean, everybody knows.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, I don't prepare myself properly. I could probably nitpick or pick some shit apart, talk about it in detail, but I don't know if is really necessary over a movie like this. What would you rate this thing?
Is 3.5 too high? 3.25?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you rated on a B movie scale or
I'm kind of rating it on a regular movie scale.
Regular. Okay, so around a regular movie scale, even. I mean, for a horror movie and a vampire movie, the setting, the story choice. I mean,
it may be top 10 in that 2000s decade.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
for sure. I'd have to think about it. I just don't. There's a lot of movies I'm probably not thinking off the top of my head, but maybe. Definitely vampire movies. Yeah. I think 3, and I'd probably give it 3.5.
3.5. Okay, we'll go 3.5.
Despite some of the style choices and shots, which might just be a product of its time, I'm okay with that. I think 3.5 out of 5 is pretty solid. It's something you could go back to every now and then. And if somebody just likes to watch all the fucking time, I guess that's. I mean, I can see, I understand it. I just don't know if I can do the nihilist. It was gorier than I remember too. It's bloody.
Yeah.
I guess for a vampire movie and the story you're kind of trying to tell, it probably needs to be pretty gruesome. So you can, the shock and the fear. 3.5 is good with me. Anything else you want to say about this?
No. Enjoyed this movie. Go watch it if you haven't seen it in a while.
I'm really, and I don't know where you can find it right now. Maybe not anywhere on streaming service. I don't know if you can. You get a chance, definitely watch it. Let us know in the comments below what you think of 30 Days a Night. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. And I am with you also, by the way, on the music. I love the soundtrack. Yeah. So let us know. And what we got coming up?
I know we're talking about maybe getting Brad in here. We're going to see if that'll happen. And we've been talking about The Hunted, maybe with Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones.
Cool.
Possibly. Another one I've been wanting to do is like underrated 80s action comedies. If you can think of one, and we'll do like a double feature review type thing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I like that.
Because I've got one kind of want to talk about that nobody talks about.
Okay.
So,
All right. Sounds good. We'll leave it as a surprise.
yeah, a surprise.
Surprise. Okay. All right. Well, until next time.
We're out of here.